तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। Kapalbhati, the most popular pranayama in these days. I consider Kapalbhati is a perfect purification process at cellular level. Kapalbhati comes under Shat Karma, that is, the sixfold method for purification of our body in yoga. Kapal means forehead and Bhati means shining. So, the literal meaning of Kapalbhati is shining forehead. It is believed that those who practice Kapalbhati regularly will have a glowing face. Really amazing, right? Kapalbhati cleanses out the phlegm inside the forehead and nasal tract perfectly. Of course, it removes toxins from all of the body. I will tell you the perfect way of doing Kapalbhati at the end of this video. Now, let me tell you the magnificent benefits of this most talked pranayama. It invigorates all the organs in our body. It provides immense energy and mind power. Kapalbhati is the one and only natural method to remove nanoparticles from our body. Studies have shown that the nanoparticles enter in our body through our breathing cause most of the diseases like asthma, diabetes, cerebral palsy, cystic fibrosis, cancer, epilepsy, congenital heart diseases, etc. These nanoparticles reach into our brain too. As these nanoparticles entered in the brain passively through our olfactory lobe, it can be expelled by forceful exhalation actively. Since it enters into the body passively, we need to take active action plan for removing the same. This is the catch of Kapalbhati. So, it flushes out disease-causing nanoparticles through the forceful exhalation and you will be free from most of the diseases. Isn't it exciting? Kapalbhati works like an immunity booster. As it removes toxins from our body, the immunity power increases naturally. So, it is a best choice for guarding against viral, bacterial or fungal attack. Another benefit, Kapalbhati is the best brain tonic. Kapalbhati removes all the toxic elements from our brain. So, it began to function so effectively and efficiently. It releases serotonin, dopamine, enkephalin and changes the chemical composition of pineal gland, hypothalamus, pituitary, parasympathetic nerves and capable of curing more than 200 illnesses. It enhances the function of pituitary, which is our master gland. Hence, pituitary gland will make sure that all the other glands are functioning well and we stay healthy. Let us see what it can do with the depression. Kapalbhati releases endorphin, which helps to deal with stress and pain. Endorphin triggers the pleasure center of the brain. It releases ample of serotonin, which is the key hormone to stabilize our mood, well-being and happiness. So, this is a time-tested cure for depression and suicidal tendencies. Now we can see how it is beneficial for our heart. The efficiency of the heart of those who do Kapalbhati increases, while there is no other medicine available to increase the efficiency of the heart. Heart blockages start opening from the day one of Kapalbhati, and they open completely without any medicine. The heart of those who do Kapalbhati will be healthy and will never stop working suddenly, whereas in these days a large number of people suddenly die due to heart failure. Kapalbhati can cure cyst or tumor. Kapalbhati creates tremendous energy in the body, which dissolves extra growth, whether that growth is at breast or anywhere else. Whether it is a brain tumor or cyst of the ovaries or fibroids inside the uterus, it will be cured by the regular practice of Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati stimulates metabolism. Stomach works a lot with its in and out rapid movement at every time you do Kapalbhati. It gives strength to the small intestine, which improves digestion. Kapalbhati cures diseases like colitis, ulcerative colitis, malaise, stomatitis, chronic constipation, gases, acidity, etc. All digestive disorders will be cured by the regular practice of Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati cures skin disease like white spots, psoriasis, eczema, leukoderma, scleroderma. There is no medicine available for scleroderma, but it gets cured with Kapalbhati. Most of the skin diseases are caused by stomach upset. As the stomach is cured, these diseases also start getting cured. It can cure infertility. Nowadays, infertility is very common due to our unhealthy food habits and lifestyle. Kapalbhati triggers the follicle stimulating hormones, which gives the benefits to both male and female. Female ovum becomes strong and stable, and for men, the sperm. So it curbs the chances of becoming infertile. It is an antidote to painful menstruation. All the complaints of women's menstruation become normal in a month or two, including painful menstruation. So keep doing Kapalbhati, but not during those days of menstruation. A simple and effective cure for sinusitis. The root cause of sinusitis is annihilated by the regular practice of Kapalbhati. It cleanses out the mucus from all the cavities which causes bacterial, viral or fungal infections. It treats cough, cold and other respiratory tract infections. Another promising result is in migraine. It is a time-tested medicine for migraine too. Those who practice Kapalbhati daily, they will not suffer from migraine at all. Thyroid issues will be nullified. Whether you have hypo or hyperthyroidism, it will be cured within a span of 4 to 6 months. So be regular in Kapalbhati. Kapalbhati is the best choice for anemia. Hemoglobin level reaches to 12 within few months, whereas by taking allopathic tablets, no one's hemoglobin can ever increase that much. Kapalbhati increases platelets in the blood. If there are more or less white blood cells or red blood cells, then they become balanced. Everything becomes balanced with Kapalbhati. Neither one remains underweight nor one remains overweight. There are many more other benefits too. I just brought out some important benefits of Kapalbhati. Now let us see how can we perform this magical pranayama. By the way, what is pranayama? The Sanskrit word prana means vital energy. It signifies life or breath. Yama means control, that is the control of prana. In nutshell, pranayama means control of the vital force by concentration and regulated breath. Now let us see who are not supposed to do Kapalbhati. During menstruation, ladies should not do this pranayama. Those who are pregnant too, they have to avoid this pranayama. Those who have hernia should not do this. Those who have vertigo should not attempt to do this pranayama. Those who have undergone surgery to refrain from doing this pranayama. Those who have high blood pressure should not venture for this one. Those who are having back pain have to do at slow pace without exerting much pressure on the back. Now, let us see how can we do this. Sit in a comfortable sitting posture like Padmasana, Siddhasana, Sukhasana, etc. I prefer Siddhasana as it can enhance our vital energy. Ladies should not attempt for Siddhasana, so they can choose Sukhasana or Padmasana. In fact, Sukhasana is very simple and will not cause any strain too. Then you need to perform Chin Mudra with your both the hands. Your thumb and index fingers of each hand must be in line by touching the tip of each finger. Other fingers are to be stretched out. Make sure the index finger is not under the thumb. As it is a mudra of knowledge, it enhances the knowledge. The tip of the thumb has centers of pituitary and endocrine glands. When we press these centers by index finger, these glands work actively. Let us see what are the benefits of Chin Mudra. It increases energy and stamina, relieves stress and tension of the mind and body, helps with insomnia. It improves us concentration and memory power. It relaxes the mind and improves mood swings. Cure for psychological disorders, hysteria, anger and depression. Now keep the hands in Chin Mudra and keep those hands upon your knees as shown in the video. Now erect your back. You should not be in a hunch or forward bending position. Your backbone must be upright. If you are not comfortable, initially you can take the support of the wall by pressing the back towards the wall. Once you are comfortable in your sitting position with Chin Mudra, you can begin Kapalbhati. Exhale forcibly through both the nostrils by pulling your stomach inside as much as possible. Your attention must be upon the exhalation. I mean forceful breathe out. Your inhalation will be an automatic process. Your breath out must be a rapid one. Perform series of rapid exhalation till the time you are comfortable with this. Beginners can perform Kapalbhati for 1 minute for first 3 days. After 3 days, they can increase it for 2 minutes. Then after a week, they can go for an increment of 1 or 2 minutes per week according to their capacity until they reach to the maximum of 20 minutes. That is the upper limit of this pranayama. Well, you need to know how to finish this Kapalbhati. You cannot abruptly end up the process of Kapalbhati. There is a systematic process for that. At the end of Kapalbhati, you need to go for a deep inhalation and do the Antarika Kumbhaga. Kumbhaga means air retention. You need to perform Jalandhara Bandha and Ashwini Mudra along with air retention for reaping maximum benefits. Jalandhara Bandha is bending forward your head and touching the chin to the middle of the collarbone joint exactly upon the sternum. This Bandha makes sure that your thyroid and parathyroid glands are working properly. It improves health of your spinal cord too. Ashwini Mudra is contracting and releasing of anal muscle, including rectum. It enhances our digestion power and one of the best remedial measures for piles. It increases sperm count for men. You should not force yourself to hold your breath. Your holding must be without stressing yourself. Then Bring back your neck in the normal vertical position and exhale the withheld air slowly and deeply. Like this, you need to do Antarika Kumbhaka and releasing of air for 3 times. Thus, your one set of Kapalabhati is over. Remember, performing Kumbhaka can increase your lifespan. Some texts say about Bahya Kumbhaka instead of Antarika Kumbhaka. However, I prefer Antarika Kumbhaka, which I have been taught. When to do Kapalabhati? The best time to do is early morning when your stomach is empty. Can I drink or eat anything before doing Kapalabhati? No, you are not supposed to eat any solid food prior to pranayama. Even fruits are to be avoided. Your stomach must be empty. After answering the calls of nature and cleaning the teeth, you can drink 1 glass of warm water and wait for 10 to 15 minutes. My students who are following my method, they can drink cucumber juice and wait for 10 to 15 minutes, then you can begin your pranayama. How can I end the process of Kapalabhati? As I have already mentioned that you need to do 3 times Antarika Kumbhaka and release the air at the end of Kapalabhati. Having done the Kapalabhati, one must relax the entire body and mind for the same amount of time you spend for Kapalabhati. Savasana is the best way to relax your body and mind. Can I directly jump into Kapalabhati? No, you cannot. Always remember to do conditioning pranayama before doing Kapalabhati, like Sukha Puraka Pranayama. Sukha Puraka Pranayama is nothing but the deep inhalation and exhalation through both the nostrils. Also remember that you do Kapalabhati as per your capacity. Overdoing is not at all advisable as it can harm you. So one has to be very careful while doing Kapalabhati pranayama. Also, performing it without the guidance may prove bad for your health if not done properly. Please make sure that initially you start pranayama under an experienced master. Thank you very much for watching my video.